Okay, here we go. So again, you'll notice as I move my cursor around, I go to the center, I hold down the Option key on the keyboard, and I click and drag, and then I hold down the Shift key and make a perfect circle. So here is my shape. I am going to split this shape up into multiple shapes using Pathfinder or using some of the cutting tools we have. We do have some cutting tools, don't we? Where's the cutting tools? Where's the cutting tools? Scissor tool. So if I want to cut this circle in half, I can put my cursor right on the anchor point. Again, using this scissor tool, I click on an anchor point on one side, and then click on an anchor point on the other side. Oh, I think maybe I have to draw across. No, that's right. Click on one anchor point, click on the other. It did cut this in half. You just don't notice it because notice this is one half and this is another half. Do you see that? So again, to use the scissor tool, this one, to cut something like, let's say, a circle in half, you click on the points, because remember, a circle has a point here, 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 and I kind of clicked on both of them, right? And it cut it in half. That's my whole point there. Okay, so I want the bottom to be one something and the top to be something else, right? So let's say I wanted to split this up into even a little bit more. We can do that, but it's kind of hard to, since there's no points there. The scissors you can't really use. The other one, of course, is the knife tool. The knife tool works by drawing a line, and I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line. I'm doing this kind of rough. Draw a line, draw a line, draw a line. Okay, so I cut this up into multiple pieces. It's a little rough. It's not nice and straight. But doing so, I have individual shapes now. Do you see that? These are individual shapes now. Again, the knife tool is one, I grabbed the shape, I had the shape selected, and I just drew across it. I can go back in time and show you how I did that again if you want. I'm going to make, I want to keep that. Okay, there we go. So again, the top part is scissors here, and I'm going to cut it up. Let me see if I can I use the Shift key to make a straight line? I would love this to be more straighter. Not really. Ooh, and I didn't go all the way to the edge. Go all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I don't know. I cut up some shapes. And then I'm going to color these differently. I'm going to color them. Ooh, nice bright colors. Okay, so I have some shapes. Let me put a gradient in this one. I'm going to put a gradient in this one. And let me put a gradient in there. So again, the important thing is to remember you can change. Oh, that's not what I want. There we go. Then I'm going to put a sun. I'm going to do a star or a sun. To do a sun, you can do a sun by using the polygon tool. There is one over here. It's called the polygon tool or the star tool. Actually, both of these kind of work similar. There is a star tool right there. It's called a star tool. If I select the star tool, it's the same spot as where the round rectangle is. If I double click on it, it'll allow me to put, click once on the screen, don't drag, click once on the screen. Then you can put how many points you want in there. So if you want a spiky kind of sun that's kind of spiky, put in a large number, like 12. There we go. And then let's make that solid sun color. There we go. And let's give it a red. There we go. So again, it's called the star tool. I'm going to put that right in the middle here. There we go. How about that? Nice background for my thing. Another thing to give it its natural kind of look of a space look. A great way to give yourself space look is to use the lens flare. What is a lens flare? Well, lens flare comes from, you know, when you take a picture with the sun in your scene and the sun is bouncing off the lens, it makes this kind of flare kind of thing. So another way to give yourself a spacey look is to use lens flares. The lens flare is located underneath the same tool right above the star tool. It's called the flare tool. See it? Flare tool. And I can go and I'm going to put it in the upper corner and I'm going to give myself kind of a bright flare right there. Woo. Okay, so if you want a space look, move it over a little bit there. You get your space look. Works usually good on a dark background, not such a light background. So again, making stars, polygon. I cut some shapes up to make the background a little bit more interesting than a solid color. And we used a gradient on the bottom part. And let's make a rocket. Okay, let's make a deal. Now, I think I had a link, I swear, on here about some rockets, and I don't know where that link went. I know I made it. Hold on. It's not this one. I swear I made a new link, a new assignment box for some reason. I don't know where it went. Maybe it's in here. No. All right, here we go. So underneath the assignment box, there's some more info on patches. But here's a idea. Here's what some rockets look like, right? The standard rocket here. So you can make any kind of background you want. You can think and be kind of creative. There's lots of fun kind of backgrounds. But for something that looks like this, you might want to use a 3D tool. Okay, so one thing about the 3D tool is you'll notice when I drew this kind of sample on the board here, I made it in pieces. The reason why you would make something like this in pieces so that you can color different areas. If you try and make, you know, I could make one solid rocket one piece. The problem with that though is that it's kind of, you have to kind of color it the same color, kind of have one color. So if you want to have like, you know, something like this that has, you know, different here and, you know, a little band right there, you know, I would actually make the Saturn V or whatever this one was, right? V5? I would do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. Okay, so same with this. If I was going to make a rocket that looked like this in the 3D tools I'm going to demonstrate right now, I would do probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces. That way this can be orange or whatever color that is compared to this one, gray or whatever compared to this one. Now you can't color them. You can put a texture. What I mean by texture, you can wrap textures around. But in theory, so let's make a rocket like this using a 3D tools. The tool we're going to use is called Revolve. How it works is you draw half a shape and then have the computer make the whole shape from it. Think of a wine bottle. We usually do wine when in this class, but I'm doing this early. Think of a wine bottle, right? If I'm going to make a wine bottle, it might be something like this, right? Something like that, right? Half. And then you tell the computer to revolve it, and it goes and makes it 3D for you. Okay, so let's try. I'm going to make a rocket ship using a 3D tool. So again, you can make any kind of background you want. Lens flare is kind of fun. Let's make a rocket. To make a rocket, again, I'm going to use the pen tool because I love the pen tool and you should love it too. So we'll start with a cone shape at the top. I'm going to kind of go a little round cone edge there, and I'm going to go round. Try and keep one side exactly straight. The reason why is because if you leave a gap there, it's going to put a hole in there. So let's not worry about color yet. Usually I don't have a stroke. There, turn the stroke off. So, and then let's make it gray. So I got one shape. Hold on. One shape. Let me make a second shape. Let's do a little rocket. Here we go. Rocket part there. Nice and straight. Another shape. And then this one we'll kind of, let's kind of make it go out a little bit here. Fatten it up a little bit here. And then a rocket base shape, again, for an engine kind of thing. We might go in cone, a typical cone shape engine. There we go. Okay, so I have four shapes. Okay, so I have one shape here, one shape here, one shape here, and one shape here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin them. You don't spin them all, you got to do them individually, because it's for each object. So here, let's get to the very top one. So in the top one, I'm going to go to Effects, 3D, Rotate, or Revolve. What did I say? Revolve, I'm sorry. Revolve is what you want to do. And if I click on that, it'll give you a 3D look. You get this little 3D thing. If you hit preview, you'll see what it does. It makes a cone shape. So what it's doing is it's taking that shape and kind of making it go 360 degrees right here. Do you see that? And so I'm not going to change anything right there. I'm going to hit OK. This one, I'm going to go again, Effects, 3D, Revolve. I'm going to leave the default. There you go. And you'll see you might have some problems. It looks like it's kind of open. The reason why is because it's above this one. Oh, let me zoom in. See, here's what the problem is. You'll see that this one is behind this one, where this one should probably be on top of this one, right? So you can see kind of the way it revolves and makes it round. Do you see that? And so what I would do is bring this one to the front. And then of course it doesn't look like it lines up. And what do you think I could do? Move it down a little bit? Oh, there we go. That looks better, right? Okay, and the same thing for this one down here. Effects, 3D, Revolve. And I'm going to use default. Of course, I have the same problem here as well. This is not there. So I would have to move this back. And then, oops. And then take these shapes and move them down And then same with this one. And let's move that to the back. There we go. So we have a simple, it looks like a bullet, I'm sorry. It looks like, it could be a rocket though. You know, let's color it. It looks pretty ugly and gray, doesn't it? Ugly and gray. So there's a couple things we can do. First thing is, and let me move this stuff. I'm going to move this stuff over here. So how we color is colored by solid shape. So if we wanted the top to be kind of maybe a darker color because it's the top part, you can change the color. And it kind of takes on the characteristics. Do you see that? It's darker now. We want this one to be a little lighter. You really can't tell. Maybe add some color in there. Put some color in there. There we go. Oof, too much color. There we go. Now it's looking like a bullet. And then this one, if you want it, you can actually say this doesn't look long enough. It doesn't. It looks too fat. This rocket should be longer, you know, because this is like the solid fuel here. I can grab the shape and change the shape of the original shape, and it'll change the thing. Okay, so there is a shape in there. All that's being done with the shape is it's being rotated around visually. And then, and so we can, let me make this a little lighter. Okay, let's put some letters on the side. So we want to put some graphics on the side and some letters. So if you want to apply text and stuff like that, it needs to be done using a symbol. And there's a thing called a symbol in here. The symbol is something that can be used over and over and over and over again inside of Illustrator. That's why they call it a symbol. Symbol came from when Adobe bought Macromedia back in 2004, maybe, something like that. Macromedia was a company that owned Flash. And how Flash worked is you would make objects and then repeat them over and over again. And they could have different characteristics, right? I told you about my first game I ever made, video game-wise or whatever. It was a goose shooting game where the geese would fly across the screen. So we'd have a goose fly across the screen. This is a goose, that's a goose. And there's one goose there. And then we'd have another goose. That's an ugly goose there. And then another goose. And there was like a little guy down below with a little gun, and he would shoot the geese flying across the screen. Okay, so, but how the game worked is we would take one goose and make one goose animate with his wings animating, whatever, and then he was a symbol. And then we would then take that one goose. He has a cycle. What I mean by cycle is you would have different frames of his wings in different positions. We would cycle that around, so he's flapping. And then I would then take that one symbol of a goose flying around, and I would then, programming-wise, I would have him at different speeds. So he would go across the screen at some fast, some slow, some high up here, some low down here. But the concept I'm trying to get is there was one object that I could repeat over and over again, and that one object was called a symbol. They adopted that for Illustrator. You could make symbols, you could store symbols. And you've used them already when we were didn't we make a landscape and drag some butterflies out and things like that? People make symbols, they sell them online and things like that. In order to put a texture on a rocket, it needs to be a symbol. So I'm going to make my texture, my rocket texture first, of what I think it should be, maybe some text, maybe some graphics. And then I'll take that and make it a symbol, and then take that and wrap it around my rocket. So, of course, we got to put on our USA here, and I'm going to go down, down, down. Oh, here it is. Vertical type, and then we put in our USA. We make that nice and big. Big and beautiful. There we go. Give ourselves a tough font. No. That's a tough font. No. You can put whatever country you want. Here, we'll do it in stencils type. And then, so try and make it about the size you think it should be. But again, it's not going to be like this. I'm going to wrap it actually onto the rocket. We're going to take it and put it on. So it's not like you're just putting text over top of this. We're going to actually make it into a shape and then have it wrap onto the object. So I have some text. In order to make sure there's no problems, I'm going to convert the text to an object. Do you remember when I demonstrated that last week? What was it called? To turn the text into an object, it was a certain term for that. It's on the final exam. You better remember that. Create outlines. Yes. It's underneath object. Type create outlines right there. Turns your text into an object. There we go. Try not to use fonts. They tend to make things problems. And then let's see. So we got some text. Oh, let's put maybe a rectangle behind it with a different color. Where's my rectangles? Rectangle. Maybe a rectangle. And let's give that a color. Let's move that to the back. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I don't know, something like that. I mean, if we want, we could actually give it. Let's even. I'm gonna put another shape kind of down here towards the bottom, a little bit longer, and let's give that a color, dark color. There we go. Okay, so I want to wrap this stuff right here around my rocket. To do that, I select it all, and I make it into a symbol. How I make it into a symbol is the symbol's a pop-up window. It's under Window, Symbols, Symbols right here, Symbols. And here's the Symbols window. I take the artwork and I select it and drag it into the symbol. And it asks for a name. We're going to call it rocket text. Don't worry about the settings here. This is all Flash stuff. Hit OK. I'm going to select my rocket shape that I want. Now I need to go back to the rocket making, or the revolve. Now I don't want to go up here and go to revolve again. I've already revolved it once, and if you try and revolve it again, it thinks you want to revolve twice. So where do you think, what window do you think I would go to alter the 3D effect? We learned it last class. Remember, we were adding multiple fills. How do we add multiple fills? What was a pop-up window? Begins with an A. Appearance, thank you. So don't go and try, I want to apply this here. I don't want to go and apply it here. I need to go to the appearance window. So I select my shape. I go to appearance. In the appearance window, notice there's some things there. What are some of the things? Well, there's a revolve right there. Because I applied an effect, it still sees that effect there. See it right here? So again, I have it selected. It has a, I click on revolve. Down here towards the bottom, you'll see where it says map art. Map art right there. If I click on there, it's going to go through, and what it's doing is it's cycling through the facets. The term is a facet. So right now you have a circle. It's telling you the bottom. I don't want the bottom. No. I don't want the top. No. See the red line right here? See the red line? It's telling you, oh, you want the top one? No. Oh, that's the one I want. because I want to put the shape. Notice how it's red. See, 3 of 4. There's 4 shapes in here. There's one on the bottom, one on the top, one right here, and then one right here. Do you see that? So then I can go, see where it says symbol right here? I'm going to go choose the one I made, rocket. And then preview, see what it looks like. Oh, that's a little bit. You can move it around there. Oh, not that way. There we go. Oh, there we go. Maybe something like that. And then I'm going to hit OK. And then OK. And I can delete this. So I've wrapped my text. And notice how it looks like it's 3D too. It's round, right? You see a little curve at the top here. It's made to fit. And then let's duplicate this engine. There we go. 2 engines. And do we want some smoke coming out? Didn't we do smoke in the last one, right? There's some kind of fire coming out. Oops. We want that to be red, don't we? Maybe some yellow. Maybe some gray. Whatever. Some orange. Whatever. Okay, then I'm going to group it all together. And here's a problem though. Is if I group it all together and I'm going to shrink it down. And if I want to rotate it maybe, look what happened. See what happened? Look what happened. It got messed up. Because what I did was I just rotated the shapes. So it has issues. Okay. It's not going to work perfectly. I mean, for straight up and down, it looks great. I can take my rocket ship and put it in my scene. But be wary of what you wish for. Even if I grouped it, you notice I grouped it. Yeah. If I wanted to rotate it, okay, I can rotate it. But what I need to do is convert that objects into, I need to split them up. Okay, so right now, it still sees them as kind of individual shapes. Instead of doing that, what you can do is you tell it to be, it breaks everything up, all the little facets into individual objects. And it gets rid of revolve. You can't go back and change it again. So kind of set it the way you want. To do that is the famous option called appearance right there. You see this one says expand appearance. If I do that, what it'll do is it'll take that object, that rocket I made, and make it all into individual, all those little shades of color and everything, it'll make them all into individual objects. And then I can rotate. So I can rotate. I can rotate. If I go object, expand appearance, and now it sees it as individual objects, and then I can rotate the thing without it getting messed up. But again, I can't go back to the revolve and change it because it's set. So we can do that. There we go. Put it in there. Looks good. It looks cute. It's wonderful. Fabulous. Okay, let's put our text along a path. This looks like it's something you would buy in your cereal, right? This is like a cereal box. USA cereal box. You know what? Raz Pops. Or gum, right? Okay, I don't know. It looks like a chewing gum. Okay, let's do our text. Okay, we got plenty of time today. Boy, I must have been talking too fast. Am I talking too fast? You just need to practice the revolve. I'm sure you'll figure it out. all the stuff I showed at the beginning of class, you already know all that stuff, right? Okay. So pretty much the new stuff is the 3D tools. Okay, let's do their text. Again, here's some tricky parts of the text. So we'll do text. So we want to have a circle. Remember, when we do text along a path, it removes the circle, right? Some of us, it disappeared, right? So you got to duplicate it. So we're going to have one, and we'll have another one here. And then we'll have, this is, what is this? Fly to the moon. Fly to the moon. And then we'll have, what are we going to say? Who's flying to the moon? Is it China and U.S.? Or how about China and Russia without the U.S.? Trump doesn't want to pay for it, probably. So it'll be China and Russia going to the moon. No, we could do USA. We'll have USA, and who's going with us? Russians. They're still friends of Trump. Russians. Or Russia. Could we just be Russia? Something like this. Okay, so here's the most important thing is you need to do the text twice. Because this text is going that way, and this text is going this way. Do you see that? Okay, so you can't take the same text here that's going this way and then have it go this way in the same circle. So we're going to have to do how many circles? 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 different circles. If not 5, at least 4. So we're going to have to make multiple circles. So this lens flare is kind of coming outside. Look at that. Do you see that? I'm going to move that out of the way for right now. We can always bring it back. So I'm going to make circles. Here we go. Circles, ellipse. How can I get this in the center? So let's cheat. In fact, let's get rid of the lens flare. I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to take all these objects and put them in the center. Easiest way to put things in the center is that I'm going to cut them. Cut is Command X, and then paste is Command V. Oh, Command V. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Let's see. Uh-oh. Paste in place. Paste on all artboards. Paste in front. Paste. Well, I didn't paste in the center. Paste in the center of the screen. Oh, how about this? Alignment. Align to, right here, align to artboard. And then say center. Oh, that's no good. We don't want to do that. Uh-oh, and I can't undo that? No? Oh, here we go. Align to artboard. I want to align. No. That didn't work either. Ooh, that's not good. How about we group everything together? How about that? Group it all. Then say align. Right here in the align window is a to artboard. And then say center. Center. There we go. Now it's in the center of the document. Again, how I got it, this art in the center of the document is there is an align option right here. I got the black arrow. I selected it all, grouped it together so it didn't see it as individual objects, right? Grouped it together, sees it as one whole thing. Under the align option is a line to. Do you see this option? It says align to. And inside there it says align to artboard, which is the big white square is the artboard. And I said this is center vertically, and this is center horizontally. So horizontal center, vertical center, it's in the middle of the artboard. Now I'm going to draw my circle kind of straight from the center out. Grab my circle. It should be able to get to the center. No? No center? Where's my center? I want a center. There's center. Keep saying anchor points. How about we give it a new layer? No. I just want it to be center out. How about we make the circle and then center that as well? How about that? There we go. Make one circle. Let's make another circle. Oh, let's color that so we can see it. One circle. Two circle. I can't even see what's going on here. And let's move these to the back. Oh, that's no good. It's okay. Let's align everything again. What was it? Align, vertical, horizontal. There we go. So this is where the text will be, right here. See how I have one circle with the text and one not? And so let's just start. So I'm going to have text go along this path right here. See this path right here? So to do that, I'm going to use text area, text on a path. I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to type in fly me to the moon. And then let's change that text. Oops. And let's make it big. Oh, it's a little bit too big. How about that? That's better. And then if you want to move, right now you'll notice the text is starting here. If I want to move where the text is, using the white selection tool, I click on it on the text itself, and if I zoom in, you'll notice there is some text. Right here you got two bars. This is one bar is like the starting point, the other one's the kind of the move point, and I can then move it along there. So I can kind of try and line it up. How about that? It's okay. We. Okay. For the second text, I'm going to duplicate this shape by copying and then pasting in place. It makes two of them. I should have duplicated it first. Let me go back in time. I made some mistakes. Before I put the text on there, I'm going to duplicate this because I need two circles. Remember, one is the text going on the bottom, right? And one for the text on top. So I want to duplicate this and have two circles, is what I'm trying to say. So let me duplicate this. If I was going to duplicate this circle, I can just copy it. And then under edit, there's a paste in place. So we'll paste it right on top of the other one. So I have two of them now on top. Okay? So I have two of them. Let's do the text again. Text along a path. What was it? Fly me to the moon. And then highlight that text. What was it, like 36? There we go. And then we rotated it a little bit so it lined up. There we go. Kind of line it up. Now let's get the other one. I want the text to go along the bottom down here. So I need that other circle. But how am I going to select that other circle? I have no idea where it's at. Is that the circle? Well, I think it is the circle. That is. Oh, I selected it just fine. Okay, so here's a problem. To get the text to go the opposite way, you put the text in, and then I gotta think about that. You rotate it. Now we have to flip it, and so remember the two little lines that were over here to move the text that I just zoomed in and showed you, right? On the other side over here is going to be another line. This line that's over here allows the text to flip. So when you put the text in, go down here, and there's another one, and then it flips it. I think that's it. Let's try that. So let me put some text in there. And what are we doing? USA, and then a couple spaces, and who else are we doing this with? Colombia, right? We can get the, and then let's move it around. I'm going to move it around. Move it around. There we go. Now, of course, that's not right. So you'll notice on the other side, here, let me move this around just a little bit more. Don't do that. No. Where's my text? Move this just a little bit more. See this little line over here, this one right here? It's opposite this one. See this one right here? So this is the flipper. So if I drag it in, it'll flip it inside. Uh-oh, we might have to make the circle bigger. Again, you see it here? And then I drag the line inside. And then I can move it around. And then, uh-oh. There it is. And so we need to make the circle bigger. We have to scale it. Scale it bigger. Object, transform, scale. Let's do it 110. Does that look better? A little bit more? 113. How about that? A little bit more? 115. How about that? That looks about right. There we go. Oops, don't move it. Oh, don't do that. Zoom in. Don't do that. How about that? Maybe give this a stroke. Nice big thick black stroke. What do you guys think? Beautiful? Okay, so why don't you practice? I showed a lot of things. You need to practice. I'll come and help you. Practice the text drawing the circle. I will help you do that. Practice the 3D tools. I will help you with that.
That looks like a marker, though.
Looks like a what?
Marker.
A marker?
That shit.
Well, don't do it that way. We'll do it a different way next time. I just wanted to show you